Oh shit, I have a TP on my trade. No! Take that motherfucker off while I can. Because I want to let it run. What's up, everybody? Welcome all y'all who are here on YouTube. I just want to welcome you to the regularly scheduled programming, the Forex Funded New York live trading. Before we get into it, make sure you check the description for all of our links, our free Telegram, our mentorship, our Instagram, whatever the case may be. We hope to see you guys, in the free Telegram, in the mentorship on our Instagram. But yeah, let's get right into it. 1 second. Let me just make sure that I have edited the description and changed the photo and everything. But yeah, you guys who are members of our free trading community, you guys know what we're expecting because we have been updating you guys. And even then, I sent a great Asian sell setup yesterday that was right around this candle that I'm on right now. We went straight 100 to 120 pip, depending on how long you held it. Perfect trade. Check. That's just why you should be a member of at least the free community, because we're always sending out good valid entries for you guys on the Discord. I mean, on the Telegram. Even if you decide that you don't want to join the mentorship yet, right? Why not be in the free room? It doesn't cost you nothing, and you still get entries. You know what I mean? So yeah, why is this telling me my file is corrupted? Why does this always happen to me? Oh, and oh my. Lovely. All right, but yeah, we're gonna get right into it here in just a second once I finally figure all this out. Make sure you drop a like, leave some comments, drop that subscription, that sub. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're looking to sell this area that we literally just hit. We're looking for that 71 area for some sells. I have no idea if we're going to end up getting this. I do not have an entry yet myself. I am looking to be able to sell. I haven't sold yet, so don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. I'm just about to take my partials on our buy. But yeah, you guys know who are in the free room and in the mentorship that right at somewhere in this candle right here is where we sold with our stop above here, and we were targeting this 4-hour level. I mean, it's showing 15 on this chart, but we were targeting overall, we were targeting 58, right? We ended up coming and hitting that. That was a great free trade that we sent in our free Telegram. Just more of a reason for you to be a member of, at a minimum, the free room, right? Mentorship got the full breakdown, got everything we were looking for. So yeah, check that out. And then this morning in New York session, me and Awais were looking for buys up towards that level, which we outlined in the mentorship. And Awais had sent this killer entry right here that's currently running. We'll call it 90 pips. Partials have been taken. We've hit, I believe, 3 of our TPs, with our main one being at that 71 area, where we are looking to get another sell down towards the current daily lows, We got a little bit of news coming out here in about 9 minutes, give or take a few minutes. So we would really love to be able to see a sell from this region, right? So keep in mind, I have not entered this yet. I'm just kind of outlining what my sell is hopefully going to look like. So if we look, our daily high is currently right here. So I really don't want that daily high to get breached by much. So based off of this, I'm gonna give it at least 20 pips. So that would put it at 47 pips, right? And then if I do my normal rounding up, right, give it another 3 pips, take it to 50 pips, right? That puts us at 74.39, make it an even 74.5, which is essentially the exact same SL we had earlier. So that is one of the first things I'm going to be looking at, in terms of gold. Give you guys a quick look at my US 30, what I'm expecting. So I have a few things, I guess, to really talk about, really just two. So we broke the prior daily low. We have a nice bearish candle below it. And we are now in New York Stock Exchange. The open happened. So the first thing I was looking at was a break of that level, a retest of that prior daily low, and then a continuation towards 33,077, 33,077, right? We also have a no wick here at 250 area, 33,250, which I'd really like that to be targeted. And because we have news here at 45, I'm really just going to wait. I have 3 other sell levels that I'm looking at. I know this fib needs to be adjusted. Leave me alone before you attack me. But yeah, so if you want to take a screenshot of that real quick, you got about 5 seconds before I switch her over back to gold, because that's where I like to put my focus. Yeah. Okay. So back to gold, because that's really what I want to focus. I like to focus on. As I mentioned before, I have not taken this entry. It is what I'm looking to take. You know, I'm basically trading this on the 15-minute. So I need a 15-minute close, which means it closes right when the news happens. So it means I might miss the best entry, but I really would prefer not to be, a quote unquote high risk trader. So, I am going to wait for that. At least as of now. So if you're a more risky biscuit, go for it. If not, just wait for everybody. Let's see. Awace wants us to come up towards 70. What is that? 73. So he wants us to break this Asian high and come up higher towards my stop, which, it's just more of a reason for me to say, you know what, I do want to wait, because I really I want this candle to close before I get in. And, it's we're at a very awkward time, because we do have news here in 5 minutes, right when it closes. And, if the news is a straight drop, that means we're going to have to wait for a retest. If we get, that bounce to the upside, that the opposite, and then the true direction, it might be a little bit trickier for us, but we will take what we can get. And I really would love to come back and attack, at least that no wick we left at 58.8. But we'll see what we can get. As always, that buy that we were in, it's at a break-even stop loss. I personally have a 10% runner left, meaning 90% of my profits have been taken off of the table. So there's no way I can lose money. All I can do is make money, right? Well, in theory, I could get stopped out at break even, but I'm not losing money. I already took money off of the table, so that's nothing bad there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so let's see what we get with this news. See if we get a decent reaction. And as like I said, if we do get that downward movement that we're expecting, I'm going to be looking for a better entry. Not necessarily better, but a push to the downside, just like so, and then a pullback, and then a further bearish. Right? We have to see how this, at a minimum, this first 5-minute closes, because we need it to close nice and bearish and give us reason for a pullback. Right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens with this trade. Let's see what exactly the news numbers were. I don't want none of that shit. So everything other than the manufacturing was nice and above 50 and nice and above the consensus, right? So that means we should see bullishness for the USD, whereas this manufacturing was lower than 50 and had a nice bit of deviation. So it really is to see how the market reacts to that news and see exactly if we have an entry area or not. No other real USD news today. Looks like we have nothing else today. Tomorrow we got some stuff. We have FOMC minutes at 2 tomorrow, so we'll see what that brings. But for now, let's see what happens. Ideally, like I mentioned, we want a nice bearish close, and then we'll look for a quick pullback towards that wick that I'm pointing at right now, and then we'll look for our sells if you don't have them already, right? But yeah, let's see what we can get. Hopefully y'all are having a good day so far and a good week so far. I know we at the FF family are. Can't speak for you guys, but us, we are. Check in on that US 30 real quick, see what happened. Nothing much. Still looking for that no wick, see what happens there. This could end up bouncing the other way, as I said, you could have that opposite and then the true direction. And we just saw a bearish move that wasn't really able to hold. So we could pop this top, it's really anyone's game right now. Which is why I'm not the biggest fan of news trading, right? People get their hopes up too often and don't know how to control their emotions. And that leads to just about every trader's downfall. Already up 0.7% for the day. So can't really hurt that. Only really all my goal for the rest of the day is to get that to about 1%, maybe more for the day, and then I will have fulfilled my daily goal and I'll be able to relax for the rest of the day, because my version of freedom doesn't necessarily mean money. It just means being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And specifically in terms of trading, freedom is not sitting at the computer for 8 hours a day staring at it, right? You know what I mean? So I ideally like to trade from about 7 to 12, right? You could subtract an hour, add an hour. It really depends on how the day is going, but you will hardly ever catch me trading from New York open until New York close, right? The latest you'll really see me going is about 2 p.m. Eastern time. But, sometimes you end up not trading much at the beginning of New York, because say you got news that comes out at 2 p.m., right? And you just trade, open until about 10, and then you will just look for your move with the news at 2 p.m. or whenever it may be. But we shall see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these people be nutcases. Some of these traders I be seeing, they be straight nutcases. Oh, let's see how that 15 ended up closing. Nice, nice. So yeah, we'll see. We got that nice bearish close. So if you are looking for an entry, you can look for a quick pullback towards that wick, maybe a little higher, maybe that body, right? And then a further sell, right? You do not want price to break that high, right? If it happens, that's fine, right? But it just lowers your probability of that being able to of your sell coming into fruition. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And ladies and gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, whatever you want to say. Not gonna lie, a little bit wired on the coffee this morning. So if I sound different, it's that fucking coffee. See if we can get this quick little retest. That would be what I would consider the start of that little retest. So now it wouldn't be a bad time to get in if you needed to, right? Not saying you need to, just speaking what I see, right? So we will see. As always, never risk more than 1% of your account. And at the end of the day, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, right? Or how I would do the trade if I was in it. Who knows if I'm in it? I don't know. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. KG, Alexis, and Nuri. I don't know how to say that. The double O's messes me up. How y'all doing this morning? I think US 30 might have just smacked that no wick candle. I got an alert. I don't know. Okay. Almost. Think about this is since we are expecting bullish on the USD, right? Which basically would come from the show of strength that businesses are doing well in the US. It could get a little hectic because the US 30 is businesses in the US. But maybe we'll be able to get an entry here right around this no wick. We didn't clear it yet, and I that's how I trade no wicks. You have to clear it, otherwise that confirmation wasn't really a confirmation. So we'll see what we get. All right. Already bounced off that 38, so hopefully we just destroy it, head towards that 61 area, that 61 and 61 on price. And then ideally, back towards these lows, we'll call it 56. And then like I mentioned earlier, if we were able to break that, we should come towards the prior weekly low, aka 52. And if we break that, we should have no problem seeing, I'd call it 38, right? So my TPs, if I was in this trade, would be 1961 TP1, 1956 TP2, 1952 TP3, 1939 TP4. Easy money right there. What do you think about the hourly close? I mean, ideally, it's not the best because we're going to engulf all of that, but it helps that we have a no wick right there. And yeah, I mean, I'm really just following the analysis that I set out hours and hours ago. Even at the sell, when we had the sell, I said we're going to come down towards 58 and then most likely pull back towards the Asian highs and then be able to sell again. Right. So, yeah, the engulfing candle is not going to be the best, but because of having news, I think it should help us. But yes, it is not the best thing to see. But as I mentioned, as long as you're risking properly, it can't hurt you. So, we'll take what we get and we won't throw a fit. As long as this current 5-minute doesn't end up closing higher than the prior 5-minute wick, we should be fine. And the keyword there is should. But at the same time, right, we're going to have a 4H close too, which would be engulfing here too. So in terms of just looking at the candles, it doesn't look the best, but sometimes it's going to look like that, if I'm honest. Sometimes it will look not the best. And I mean, for now, yeah, price is showing a 4H double bottom from a key level, but I'm not banking on us breaking that key level. I would just love one final retest of that, and then we shall see what happens, right? But yeah. Yeah, I mean anywhere from like 5 to 4 hour will probably be a no wick. Well, no, this 4 hour has a wick on the bottom, which is fine. But the 5 to 1 all has that no wick. So I will, that should get targeted today, right? It might be left for later, right? Like we could end up coming higher, and coming for that later. But I'm just trading what I see for right now. I mean, some brokers might have a no wick on the 4 hour. Mine doesn't, and the chart that I like to use doesn't. So it's, it is what it is, right? For me, the time frame only really, with a no wick, the time frame only kind of dictates how long it should or shouldn't take to fill that. Well, that's not the best close that I was hoping for. We just talked about that. Like, what the hell? Nice. Just gonna come smack my fucking stop loss right before the hour closes. Wonderful. So, right, I only risked 0.25% of what I normally risk. Now, I'm not even risking 0.25% on this trade. I'm literally, if I hit a stop loss, I'm risking 0.2%, right? Because y'all know I use a fixed lot. I never go above one lot if it's a 100K account, right? So from that, you can get it's easy as fuck to say I'm using 0.25% of my normal lot, or I'm risking how much, right? For instance, on a sell, I'm using a 0.25 lot, right? And my stop loss is 60 pips. So $600 on a 0.1, but 600 times 0.25 means I'm not even risking 0.2%, right? I'm risking $150, which I'm cool with, because at the end of the day, as I mentioned, I'm really just trying to get back towards my just to my 1% for the day. I'm at 0.83%, right? And that's why I say risk management is key, right? I didn't want to risk a lot going into this trade because 1, it's a news trade. 2, it was a weird time. And 3, I didn't want to take my 0.7% profit down to 0.4, right? Because then it would have just fucked up my mental state for the day in terms of trading, right? If I take $150 loss, I go from $831 profit on the day to, what is it? Fucking 690. which leaves me room for one more entry if I wanted one. The worst part about it for me, the thing that would hurt me the most, is that I had taken my buy completely off of the table for some reason, meaning it wouldn't have left me any area to, I guess, recoup that loss right away with the runner, right? But I will say I do like how the 5-minute closed lower than the previous. But as I said, I really didn't want us to bust the top. So, it is what it is. We'll see. Nothing to really stress about. That's why I preach all the time that risk management is crucial. Okay, so we took that no wick. And with our gold trade, I don't know how eager I'm going to be to get into this US 30 sell. Price action right now is kind of telling me we might want higher. And honestly, for the past week, I haven't really been the biggest fan of US 30. Really, I love the price action from last Monday until about Tuesday. So a whole day and a half. But after that, we really kind of just got finicky and I hadn't really been looking at it. But yeah, we are at that no wick. So y'all know what to do there if y'all want. But for now, I haven't gotten into anything. Really not a big fan of this trade anymore, but oh well. We're waiting with patience. Yeah. Patience and risk management are the two must-haves when it comes to being a profitable trader. You could know exactly how to trade. You could have cheat codes, but if you don't have risk management and you don't have patience, that's going to get you nowhere. I do think this trade is going to end up hitting stop loss if I'm going to be 100% honest. But you know what? It's what am I going to do? Just buy because I think we're going to hit a stop loss? No. What am I going to do? Exit? No. I'm trusting my analysis, even though we went, as I mentioned, if we closed above this prior wick, that your probability goes out the door, right? That doesn't mean I'm going to go back on my analysis. Doesn't mean I'm going to say, fuck it, right? It just means, whenever I get into a trade, I accept the loss. When I place buy or sell, I've accepted the fact that I lost the money, right? Helps with your psychology behind trading. If you're already accepting that you lost, because then you're like, all right, cool. I lost X amount of money. You're not in for a surprise if you lose, right? And that really just comes with, having proper risk management is really what will save you. I know a lot of these Instagram traders will show them making 100K a day. First of all, go look at their lot size. Half of the time they're using 45 lot on gold to make $100,000, which is like 35 pips. Second of all, are you using 45 lots? No. So why the fuck do you care what they're doing? Right? It's the consistency that you should watch for with Instagram traders. So many of them are on demo accounts. And then when they can't fucking make real money, they go and open a prop firm. And then they fund themselves and they say, oh my God, I'm a fucking 7-figure trader. I have crap risk management on challenges, but much better on live account. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you use proper risk management and if you stick with one lot on gold, you only need 1,000 pips. Meaning you need 10 trades that go 100 pips in 30 days. Well, 20 days of trading, which is really not that hard to do. I mean, it's difficult, don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, the hardest part is I'm very quick to take partial profits myself, meaning it's not as simple as, just needing 1,000 pips. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's why they have the time limit, because they know it fucks with everybody's emotions. Everybody's emotions go out the door. But then on the other hand, the firms that have no time limit, people go too slow, in my opinion. Right? That's one thing I like about my Forex funds. If you request an extension, they give you 28 days in extension. They basically double your time, right? In 60 days to make 8%, it's pretty doable, right? Look at that nasty doji on the 15-minute. Yeah, probably is looking nasty. Yeah. I'll see how this 15-minute closes on US 30. If it gives us a rejection, I'll contemplate selling. But as I mentioned, right? Um, I don't know how much I enjoy the trade. So I might just not end up getting in it. But if I was going to get into it, I personally would have to stop somewhere right about there, 298. I'd round it up so it would be 300 and I would target the lows, right? So the risk reward is there. You know, we cleared the no wick, and I feel like if it's going to work, chances are the 15-minute is going to close like down here a lot. So you'll probably end up missing it. But, you know, that's just how I feel. You know, I really only like to get active on US 30 when I feel like very, very confident, and more often than not, like I'll get a setup, but I won't be like, fuck, let me go for it. Right. But when I do get those, you know, I guess you could call it gut feelings with US 30, we probably have about a 75% win rate, right? But if I start taking every single US 30 setup I see, it would drastically go down to probably 50 to 55%. You know, and at the end of the day, it's quality over quantity. So missing a few trades here and there, right? It's not going to hurt anybody, right? And as soon as you get over that fear of FOMO with trades, it'll be easy. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people are on the YouTube, but if you're watching YouTube and you didn't hit the like and you don't subscribe, you're doing something wrong. So I highly recommend you doing both of those. I'm hungry. I want some breakfast. I want more coffee, but I know I shouldn't. Fuck, I smacked my head on my desk trying to reach for a charger. That was fun. Damn, that hurt. Yeah. I don't think this trade's going to do anything. Probably will come creeping up towards Oasis sell level at he's looking for like 73.5 to 76.5 to sell, which I'm not disagreeing with. I had this area first, so it's like I have a 4-hour at 74.5 or 74.85 and a fucking daily at 76.8. So I agree with that, but you know, I had, like, for instance, I had this the supply zone and the 61 and prior daily low that I was looking at, Asian high. But I mean, for now, if we were to just go, it would as I outlined in the mentorship, when we had this move down yesterday, where was it? Yeah, yesterday, London came up and took that Asian high by about 2 to 3 pips, right? This was the Asian high. London came and took it by 1.8 pips, right? So we took that Asian high currently by 1.24 pips. So I'm not saying, oh my God, you want to only trade based on what's happened in the past, but I mean, price action, you should kind of study that. So it would look very similar. And then if you look what happened after you took that high, you came down to take those lows, which is what you did. You took the lows and then you retraced back, and then you got another valid entry to sell down, took the lows again, retraced to the highs you left, and then fell back down, right? So all I'm trying to say is if we wanted to repeat something like yesterday, you would expect price to come back down, then back up, and then back down, and then back up, and then a further drop, something like that, right? I don't really think that's going to happen anymore, right? At least not exactly like that, but that is basically what yesterday did. And you can see where there was multiple valid entries, right? Like you had this area of liquidity that you left right here that you came back for, you took it, you fell instantly, and that was about 1 p.m. and then you fell. Asian today fell again. So yeah, but I will say that if we do get this downward movement that I'm looking for, right? If we do get this downward movement I'm looking for to break the lows, I would be looking for a bounce right about the prior weekly low. I'd look for about 61%. And then I would expect to see another sell off to end up breaking those lows again. Another strong pullback, whether it's to 38% or whether